Hey, Lynette and Tom. We need to talk, you guys. Hey, Lynette.
Hello.
And
Great evening,
Rodney.
everyone. Lisa from Phoenix.
Hey, Lisa.
How are you? Hello, Gwen.
I'm doing fabulous.
Wonderful.
Hope you are as well. We'll be getting started in just a second here. Okay, we are live streaming. Okay. Well, first off, I want to say welcome to everybody who is on the Zoom with us live tonight. If this is your first time, like I know Rodney, it's his first time.
Yes.
Welcome. We're excited to have
Thank you.
you here. We're
Thank
looking
you.
forward to getting to know everybody.
Yes.
But,
Thank you.
you're very welcome. But anyways, we are, for those of you who don't know, my name is Harlequin Murray. I am the co-host every week, and Miss Ellen Winn is our senior team leader, and she is my personal sponsor. She's been a friend of mine for almost 20 years now. It's hard to think that it's been that long, but anyways, for those of you who are not familiar with her, she is from Dallas, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta. She's lived here most of her life, and lives out on her family or part of her family's farm. So she grew up a farm girl, but she has a strong background. She was in the restaurant industry working with Domino's for many years, worked her way up to a district manager, I believe it is. I always get it wrong, but
Senior Operations Director.
okay, thank you, Ellen. But she was in charge of pretty much all of the stores, the Domino's pizza stores in Georgia, and was also responsible for training. So she's got a lot of experience in that arena on the corporate side. Started her own pizza restaurant, had 2 locations. So she's been a business owner as well. She currently owns a limousine company and an insurance agency, in addition to her DAC business. But she's been with the company for 7.5 years and has, excuse me, it's very dry here. Um, but anyway, she's got a strong background in corporate America, in business ownership, and also training. And we get to take advantage of all 3 of those arenas. And Miss Ellen, are you ready to get going? Okay. Yeah, she had told me she was working on finishing something up. So anyways, but just to let you guys know what the format is, Ellen is going to go over some numbers with us, and then she's going to go and talk about a topic. And at the end, we'll have question and answer if anybody has questions from, you know, related to the topic that she talks about or any topic, because we know that not everybody is able to be on the daily team huddles to ask questions and stuff. So this gives everyone an opportunity to ask questions in the evening. But Miss Ellen, go ahead and take it away.
Oh, well, thank you, Harlequin. And when you said it is dry, that reminded me I needed water in front of me. So I had to grab a glass of water at the last minute. And for those of you that are listening carefully when Harlequin is announcing me and she says she has lived here in Dallas, Georgia, tell everybody where you live, Harlequin.
I live in Dallas, Georgia.
And
On your
on what
property.
property? On what?
On your property.
Yeah, you live in a
She's
carriage house apartment adjacent to my house. So when Harlequin says that I'm hard to keep up with work-wise, she gets to see it from the bird's eye view next door. So, all right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that introduction. And yes, it has been 20 years. Time flies when we're having fun, right? Um,
absolutely.
so tonight I want to go through what I typically do, which is going through some recognition, and we've got a special event coming up, and just want to run through that and make sure everybody is aware of it, because we are, what, 16 days away from the end of the year, and we really want to make sure you guys have the tools that you need to kick off the new year in this year strong, and kick off the new year in a fabulous way. So let me get us into screen share mode, and I'll show these slides that I've pulled up. We start off with team recognition, which is recognizing our top recruiters. This week we had Sojourner Dry recruit 4 new brokers for the week. So congratulations, way to get out there and invite people to take a look at the DAC opportunity. In second place, there was a tie between Quick Easy Funds and myself. We each had 2 new recruits for the week, so congratulations to Quick Easy Funds. All right. Glad to see the leaderboard growing. We had a couple of weeks prior that were slow on recruiting. I know people get into that lull in the holidays, but it's really, if you've been listening to the huddles, it's really an opportunity for you to be creating those relationships and reconnecting with people that maybe don't know what you're doing, right? And letting them know, hey, I don't know if you're aware, but I have a funding business, or I've become a certified funding broker. I'm working part-time. You don't have to make it like you're a full-time broker, because most people that are here with DAC are really doing DAC on a part-time basis. I'm doing it on a part-time basis. As Harlequin introduced me, I've got a limousine company that I do that part-time now, and I have an insurance agency that I do part-time. So, and I have some rental properties. So I'm juggling multiple things throughout the day, much like many of you that may have a traditional job where you've got other responsibilities, and finding that time to make it work for you to promote DAC, whether it's the opportunity or whether it is our funding products or our merchant processing. So, all right, next thing I want to do is recognize those who have gotten started with DAC and who have already gotten certified in their first 7 days in the business. So I want to go through that list all in alphabetical order here. We have Isaac Frederick, Ken Brian Mayfield, Lori Martilla, Mario Gibson, Sisters Agency Group, and Tooks Capital Funding. So congratulations to all of those. That just shows me these folks are serious when they come in and get their certification out of the way quickly. Also, we're seeing that when new brokers get started and get that certification done in their first couple of weeks in the business, they're most likely to get it done, period. After someone has been here more than 2 weeks, the percentage of people completing their certification really goes down. So you want to get people, as they get started, get them plugged in, and make sure that you're encouraging them to go through their certification here in their first few days, because that certification is really going to take you through the value of our program. It's going to take you through the right way to be promoting the program and make us all look better, keeping the DAC brand looking professional out there. But most importantly, instilling those beliefs in that new DAC broker of what a quality product we have to offer here at DAC. All right. Next, I want to remind everybody of our weekly schedule, and these are all real easy to remember. Our corporate Zooms are held at daczoom.com. So that should be easy to remember. We do these Monday through Friday starting at 11:30 Eastern Time. Actually, you can log in at 11:25 Eastern Time. We're opening the lines up for people to do a shout out where they're coming in from, and also in that opportunity to share what you did complete versus what the challenge was on the previous day's huddle. So we have a lot of great conversations going on before that live huddle starts at 11:30 sharp. It lasts for about 10 minutes. That's what's going to get posted on the YouTube, that huddle replay. But I'm telling you, it's getting cut off when there's some really good conversation at the end. So if there's any way possible for you to take a few minutes out of your day during the lunch break, if you're here on Eastern Time, it is lunchtime. I encourage you to take a few minutes and at least listen in. You don't have to be on camera. You can even dial in on the phone and listen in so that you're not missing some of those nuggets that are shared by other people in the field. They're having success, their success stories, or maybe they're even sharing a challenge that they ran into and how they overcame that challenge. So it's very inspirational, great way for you to get those nuggets that you need throughout the week to keep you motivated and keep you going. And then on Friday, we end up with the broker update. We start out with a huddle, and then we go into the broker update where we usually hear from our CEO and founder, David Rutz. David is in there giving any broker updates or any bits of information that, excuse me, I got the same thing going you do, Harlequin. Hang on just a minute. I'll be right back with you. No, I got it. All right. I thought I was going to have a sneezing fit, but it went away. That huddle followed up by the broker updates where David gives us anything that's important. And then our team Zooms on Monday. We do this every week, giving you guys an opportunity, as Harlequin said, to ask questions at the end of the Zoom because many people can't be there during the day. But here's something that's really special. This was just announced last Friday, and that is that David, our company founder, has announced, and you guys should have this in your email, so don't worry about getting the information down here on a screenshot or anything. This just came out in email 20 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago, right before we went live on the Zoom. Title is Christmas Bonus Event in Under 24 Hours. Own your local DAC market. And I want to elaborate on that tonight because I have experience doing what David is about to launch. And I want to share that with you. This starts tomorrow night on December the 16th, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be at daczoom.com. This will be David taking us through how to own your local market. If you are brand new, you need to be there. If you're experienced with DAC and you've been around for a while, you need to be there. If you want to get serious about making money, in the body of this email, which I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, David said that a local leader who decides to follow this system should be making a minimum of $10,000 a month in income. And I can testify that number can be many, many, many times over that if you get out and do what he's going to be teaching. Now, what he's going to teach, I don't have 100% of the information. We'll get off the screen share there. I don't have 100% of the information. I don't have the content, but I know the basics of what he's going to teach. He's talked many times about having a training center and how they used to do local meetings and then they would go out into the community. We're not going to teach you to go out and do a training center because there's cost involved there, but that is how I met Harlequin. 20 years ago, I was running a training center here in Atlanta along with four other partners. There were 5 of us total. And we were doing presentations and trainings every single day. And Harlequin walked through the door one day with one of my teammates. And he had invited her in to take a look at the opportunity we were working. And she came in. And funny thing, Harlequin kept coming to the meetings not too far out after the guy that enrolled her and became her sponsor because she joined us. He quit showing up and she kept coming, right? So you never know when you're going to recruit someone that can outproduce anybody else in your team. That one person can make a huge difference in your organization. Harlequin and I were talking earlier, and she was telling me about a networking event that she had gone to, or a luncheon that she'd gone to, and different people that she has met. And we were going back in time where 3 years ago, I don't think we ever decided what year that was, but I think it was 3 years ago when through a conversation at a networking business event, conversation led to another conversation, which led to her recruiting a person who was looking for a new home. They were a part of another company that got in trouble with the FTC, and they were looking for a home. So through those conversations, Harlequin was able to recruit one person who brought in a team of a few thousand people. And did that make a big difference in your business and your income just overnight, just like that, right? So
Absolutely.
you never know how one conversation can lead to a dynamic shift in your business. So please make tomorrow night a priority to be there, and you'll find that you'll learn some information and learn some tools and skills that will help you grow your business to levels that you may have never even imagined. Now, some of you can't imagine that big business, but if you've not ever built a big business and you watched other people, you may be sitting back on the sidelines saying, man, I want to do that someday. And I'd love to be earning this, or I'd love to be able to do this. And until you put specifics on that and then put things into action instead of just wanting and hoping, that's not going to happen. So you got to take action, and we're going to teach you what you need to do for that to happen. So I've been going here for 15 minutes, and I'm going to open up for any questions or comments that we have, excuse me, here from the team. And we'll wrap up when we finish with questions and comments. Hey, Ray, what you got for us tonight? How are you?
I'm doing good. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Ellen.
Good evening.
Well, I was listening. Can you hear me pretty good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So I was listening to about the local market. I know you say you don't have a whole lot of answers. Will this mean that if a person decides to do their local market, does that mean that could they still do other areas besides their local market? Would that be
Oh,
okay?
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. In fact, when you take on that local market leadership, or when you're building a team in general, when you recruit other people, it's naturally going to evolve into other cities, because they're going to go, oh, wait, I've got a friend that lives in the next state over, or 5 counties over, or in another state on the other side of the country. Can they do this? And you're going, yes, absolutely. So it's naturally going to evolve to where your team starts recruiting other people, and they're going to do the same. They're going to recruit other people, and eventually you'll be like me. And I think Harlequin too has a team in every single state throughout the United States. So, and that's just through the evolution of a few people telling a few people who tell a few people who tell a few people, and then you got a whole lot of people talking about DAC funding and the DAC opportunity.
Okay, so it's not nothing like it's exclusive, that it's like you can't go anywhere else or someone
Oh
else.
no, not at all. It
Okay.
the whole model on that, Ray, is getting people out of their comfort zone and focusing on what we have proven to be what makes DAC unique. You know, you've probably heard David talk about how some of these big companies, some of the companies that are in our funding platform, you know, the on decks out there and the rapid finance, these companies are spending billions of dollars a year in advertising trying to acquire customers. Well, if we're just doing cold calling and we're out there trying to market to people that we don't know, we're in the same category that they are, right? They've got a phone room, they're cold calling and trying to get that next closed deal for the commission. But the DAC model is so unique because we are local. We are that local broker that can walk into the strip center down the street, or walk into the restaurant where you have a meal occasionally, and ask for the owner and introduce yourself and say, hey, I have lunch in here every week, or I have had dinner in here last week and it was so good we wanted to come back, and I just wanted to introduce myself. If you're ever in a need for working capital to expand and grow your business and your local bank can't help you, I'm your go-to. I work with a platform called Bank Breezy. We're connected with all of the top lenders, and we can get you money without you having to put up collateral. That type of introduction that you do when you're just there doing a drop card, but that one-on-one face-to-face interaction that you can have in a local market is hands down better than any type of cold calling that you can do. You hear from Matt and Nick Duhame as they're helping on our huddles each week. They're fabulous at what they do on the phone, but if you ask them what their ratio is, their ratio of number of dials that they make and the number of follow-ups that they make is going to be much higher than the number of contacts that you can make in your local market and the number of follow-ups that you can make in your local market, because you've got that hometown advantage, so to say,
Right.
where there's more of a trusted relationship there. However, Matt and Nick are really good at creating a relationship rather than trying to be transactional, as we recently talked about on a huddle. They're
Yeah.
relational, where they're building a relationship, taking notes, going back, and the next time they talk to that same client, they'll say, "Hey, this is Ellen. I just wanted to touch base with you. Last time we talked, you had such and such in progress. I want to see how that's going for you. Were you able to accomplish that?" So you know something about that and bring it back to the last conversation that you had. They'll appreciate that you remember the details, and that'll make you stand out above these other people that are just pounding the phone trying to put money in the bank.
Okay, that answered my question. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. And I know I elaborated on that, but that just really spurred my thoughts on where your thoughts were going, your question, and other people listening on here tonight. So thank you, Ray. I always appreciate your input. It's always thoughtful and valuable to the conversation.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet. Hey, Lisa Heron, how are you doing tonight?
Great evening. Can you hear me okay?
You sound marvelous.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm driving and I didn't want to, of course, turn the camera on. But I post something every Tuesday night, and last week I had to cancel because I wasn't feeling well. So I can't cancel this Tuesday. Is it possible anybody be recording? I don't want to miss it, but I'm gonna have to, unfortunately.
Well, David hasn't said one way or the other, but I can't imagine him doing this training tomorrow night without recording it and making it available for replay. Whether he puts it on the YouTube channel or whether he puts it in our learning management system, I'm sure it'll be recorded and available somewhere.
Okay, I'm like so bummed. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, because I'm like, whoa, that information I truly, truly need to have, right? And I don't want to miss it. But if I wasn't sick last week, I would definitely not show up this week.
Well,
But
I'm glad you're feeling better and going to be able to attend this week, right? Just go read that email and you'll see the
yes,
highlights
I
of
saw
what's going to be
it.
covered outside of what I've touched on. But I just get excited when I know what is about to be unleashed, and it's really going to change the trajectory for your business if you attend the training and then implement what David is teaching in the training.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thanks for your question. All right. Anybody else? Anything before we wrap up here? Harlequin, did you want to add something or did I miss something?
No, I think you got it all. Personally, I'm going to have to leave a Christmas party early tomorrow night to be able to attend.
Awesome. Well, I've got meetings tomorrow and I'm going to have to step out of a meeting to get onto the huddle tomorrow. I've got to step out for another business call. So I'm just having to make everything work, intertwine one to the other, excuse myself, and then come back in and catch up where I was. So got to put your priorities first and make what's important, right? So that's good. All right. No one else has any comments, nothing in the chat before we go. I know 2025 has gone so fast. Okay, guys. Well, I appreciate you being here. If you're watching on the replay, thanks for taking time out to watch on the replay. And I hope to see each and every one of you tomorrow. Everybody but Ray. I'm sorry, everybody but Lisa. Tomorrow night on our training at 8 p.m. Eastern, daczoom.com, and then our huddle tomorrow morning at 11:30 Eastern time. We're going to have guest speakers each time, so you never